If this is your first time ever seeing me, hello, my name is Jason. I am on the quest to recreate every single weapon from Elden Ring into pixel art. Now, I'm not the best pixel artist. This is also a mini series to try and just be a better pixel artist because pixel art is fun. Okay, I didn't think that this was gonna be as prevalent in my life as it has been, but this is a good time. Okay, we're gonna go through every single one that I have done thus far in the order from the first one to the one that I've done today. Now, I need your help with some honest and genuine criticism, but if it's one of the first two, cut me some slack. Wait till the end. See if I improve before you say anything. However, let me know genuinely what you think. I promise I can take it. I'll only cry a little bit, but we're gonna get started right now. Now, like I mentioned, we're gonna be going in order. This was the first on the series, right? I'm not gonna lie, this set the bar pretty high for everything that came after it. Because the tendrils, the color was a little bit off, I shan't lie about that, but for the most part, the details, the kind of vibe, the general aesthetic, I feel like I kind of nailed it on this one. I'm patting myself on the back a little too much maybe, but genuinely I feel like I kind of cooked on this one. Now, you can let me know if I didn't. You can break my heart, that's cool, I guess. But no, genuinely I do think that I did well on this for at least my first attempt on a weapon. Now, the next one that I did was the Rivers of Blood katana, and the blade, if you ignore the hilt, the blade itself, that I think I did pretty well on. However, the hilt, it needed to be curved, it needed to be longer. It actually goes the opposite direction, and I didn't notice until just now. That is not something that should happen at all. So this is definitely one of those ones where I know, if I were to attempt this again, would I be able to do the blade the same? Probably not. It'd get pretty close, but the hilt, I think I would definitely fix. Let me know if I should, eventually come back and fix these when I get better as a pixel artist. Next, after that, we have the Bloodhound's curved greatsword, I believe is this one, but I could be mistaken. In general, I think I just needed to work on the curves a little more because they're there, right? You kind of see them, but they're not smooth. And yes, I understand that pixel art is squares. It's not supposed to be as smooth as just fine line drawing. However, there is a way to make pixel art look smooth, and I wasn't implementing that how I should have been. Now, after that, we did have the Beastman's cleaver, I believe. This one is the Beastman's cleaver. I could be wrong. This is where I started to add a little bit of shadow, a little bit of highlight. There was this hilt I'm kind of impressed with because it looks pretty reminiscent at least, to the actual weapon itself. Same thing, I feel like I could have made the curve a little bit better, but I think I think at this point I kind of see it, I kind of understand what I should be doing, and that really shows on the next one because look at this. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of impressed myself with this one because the snake is there. The one thing that I know I need to change is the coloring is a little more difficult than I actually thought, but when it comes to the actual, what is this? I don't know. What is this called? The hilt? I don't know. To be honest, I don't know weapon parts. I just know that weapons are cool. Okay. But yes, aside from the color, I think that, just making this eye a little bit better, kind of making this mouth a little bit better would have been just a better route to go for. But it looks pretty reminiscent to the weapon, and I'm very proud of this one. Now, the Demi-Human Queen Staff feels like a tongue twister to say. But on this, I have the Glintstone Stars spell as a kind of backdrop, because if not, it would literally be the staff itself. Now, that would be okay, aside from the fact that I didn't make this staff look 3D. I guess I didn't make it in a later one. You're gonna see what I mean, but I should have made kind of a lighter shade on the inside and then a darker shade and had the mid-tone and kind of grade it so it'll look like it's actually a round shape, right? The Glintstone Stars spell, I was kind of impressed with. It was just one of those things that I wanted to do, and I did it. I like the gem. I like the overall shape of the weapon. I think I nailed the shape, but when it comes to coloring, when it comes to highlights, I needed to work on that on this to give it more life, because right now it just looks pretty plain, and I think we can be honest about that. Now, the Smith Script Cirque, I think, is where I started to work on those shadows, those highlights a little bit more, because I did have them on the God Serpent weapon, but for the most part, I felt like it needed a little more on this because of the fact that there was this, I don't even know what this is called, just this under piece that's obviously under this other piece. They're just pieces of a weapon, okay? But yes, I know that I needed to work on the shadows. I could have also blended the shadows a little bit more, made the highlights a little bit better, but again, I am new. Understand that, like, this is me self-teaching myself. Like, I more or less looked at a couple of YouTube videos to kind of get myself started to find a sprite, but aside from that, these are just, like, this is my way of learning. But I still do need critiques. Like, we're not gonna act like I don't. These birds are birding. The Freya's greatsword, I really like this guard thing and the hilt. I think I did really well on that. However, the blade itself, I am not happy with. We're just gonna keep it a stack. It's way thicker than it should be. There's not necessarily a curve. I don't understand why there's just this highlight. If I was gonna do this gray thing to kind of signify that that was a sharpened edge, I should have done it a little bit more. There's just a lot that I think I should have done on this weapon that I didn't. But if you ignore the entire blade and just look at the guard and the hilt thing, not gonna lie, the coloring there, the highlights there are a lot better than the entirety of everything else. But I don't think I like this weapon. Like, this one's probably the lowest rated out of everyone we've seen so far. Now, this is the, as you can see, Sigma pole blade. My younger brother chose this, and it doesn't matter. Anyways, the blade itself, I enjoy. It's like a weapon, like it's a stick kind of thing. Like, you can't necessarily mess it up that bad as long as you have more or less the shapes. I could have widened it maybe a little bit more. And then same thing, I could have had a lighter shade, the mid-tone, and then a darker shade to kind of insinuate the fact that it was curved, right? And then this shape down here, it's an okay rendition. It wasn't, you know, a one-to-one. It was okay. It wasn't the best thing I've ever done, but I mean, I'm okay with it. Like, it's not bad per se. It's not the Freya's greatsword. Okay, now the Ghost Flame Torch, not gonna lie, this one I kind of liked. So the highlights, they feel right. They feel good. I feel like I insinuated the curves. I added the shadows where they needed to be. I could have maybe made the shadows a little bit more, you know, I could have added more depth, made it a little better, but up to this like point, this was the best I had done. This Ghost Flame actually looks pretty cool. I feel like I did pretty good. You're not gonna take that away from me. I don't care what you say. I did good on this one. Now, the Great Sword of Damnation it's good, right? Don't get me wrong. I like how I did this. Curves are difficult, and it's really hard to insinuate what curves are under which, and I don't feel like I did that too well. But when it comes to the shading is the smoothest shading I have done thus far. I could have, again, done the same thing that I've been talking about this entire time, where I have a lighter shade, a mid-tone, and then a darker shade. But these are things that we're gonna learn, because on the Knight's Greatsword that I've done today, look at that right here. I do exactly that, and I can grab that. I can grab that hilt. This has probably been the best one that I've done thus far. The blade, it has, you know, a good taper to it. It has the right shape. Maybe I could have done a little more distinguishing from the silvers, because the outline kind of blends in with the middle. Aside from that, like, I did pretty good. I feel like this is the best one that I've done thus far, easily. Let me know what you think. These are all of them, like, so far. I'm going to be continuing. I'm gonna do another one tomorrow. I'm going to be doing one of these updates every maybe 7, maybe 10 days, maybe 12 days. I don't know. Let me know what you think thus far. Let me know if you're keeping up with the series as it's coming out, and I appreciate you for watching.